Alright, hello everybody. Let me see as I get this set up how everything is going, and let me know how it sounds on the stream. I have it pulled up on the other side here, but it looks like things are going pretty good. So how's the chat doing today? Looks like we have a few people in there, so let me know, everybody that's in chat land, how everything is doing, and we will get this underway. Ooh, let's do this. Captain Jack sent me a link for MooBot, which I've only used a couple times, like years ago. So let's see how this goes. Hello everyone, good evening. Looks like there's a few people out there, but this is To Spirit Bear, and we are getting ready to watch Kings and Tempest face head-to-head against each other. So looking forward to seeing these two play. I believe, and I should have looked this up beforehand, I was studying before I jumped in here. Let me look at the standings here. It looks like they have not been updated. So I think Kings is 1-0, and I believe Tempest is 1-0 as well. I believe that they have both faced and beat adversity, but great games from all around. Yes, sir. Looking at it now, and we'll throw them the heart. We'll throw them the heart. So yeah, welcome everybody. This is the League of Legends League, LKC as we have been calling it, and we are so excited for everyone to be here. Please bring in your friends, your family, I guess your pets too. If you have any pets, bring them on in here. It's going to be great to be able to. This is. We're looking for some of these games here. We've had some great games. We've been streaming. I think we've had 3 or 4 games that we've streamed, and really, in all honesty, all of them have been really exciting to watch. A lot of hype behind everything, and so I expect nothing less of this game. So for everyone on the Kings and Tempest hearing that, you have big shoes to fill, as we've had just incredible games so far. Even beyond the games that we've been playing here, there is an actual league. There's about 5 Plat Plus teams. There is about 8 or so Gold and Under teams, all playing against each other within the next few weeks. And then I believe the top 4 of each grouping, or top 6 maybe, we'll see with Gold. We'll see exactly. I don't know exactly how everything's going to hash out, but we have a tournament towards the end of the summer. And so looking forward to, again, just bringing together the League of Legends community as a whole. And yeah, the Spirit Bear is alone, but it's fine. What's his name over in Korea did like 8 to 10 hours of solo casting, so I can do like an hour or 2. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But again, thanks everyone for coming here. This is the League of Legends Kansas City league, really. It's really weird to say, because we've always called ourselves League KC, and then we're having a league where we have games like regular season. I don't know. It's going to be kind of weird trying to put through a lot of that together, but I'm really looking forward to everything coming in here. So we are just waiting, I think, everyone to get going here. We should be seeing some great stuff. League KC League. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to say. So yeah, we have the Kings, we have Tempest, we have Kings who have been around for a while. Really, all the players have been around almost since the beginning. It feels like with the with this whole League KC, and they all played together in a tournament, kind of pulling together people from the League KC, Royal KC, a bunch of some other teams within there. Realized they love playing together, and we're able to have Nesua come into mid, being high diamond master area, and then Captain Jack Sparrow moved to AD carry, and honestly, that's been really fun to watch. Just that transition. We see Captain Jack's playing a lot of champions like Ezreal or Lucian, some more kind of caster-based AD carries, and he does very well on them. So we'll see if he's actually able to draw any bans, because we usually have seen his Ezreal just honestly popping off. Lefty was utilizing that phrase very well the other day, and it's very accurate whenever we've seen Captain Jack Sparrow kind of be left alone a little bit there. Now, I would say that the Kings' bot lane is probably their weakest point. Not saying that it's weak, just it's the weakest point. And so we'll have to see if Tempest is able to try to focus on that a little bit. I'd love to be able to see Ro and Feels Game and JPEG be able to kind of be a little squirrely, get some little fighting going on. Ro oftentimes, I feel like Ro a lot of times tries to step up and can almost sometimes have wild tournament mentality. He knows how far he can push himself, and then he takes the one extra step further to try to push the other team off the edge. And sometimes it pays off really great, and sometimes other times it kind of can come and and bite them in the foot a little bit, so to speak. And so I would love though to see these two bot lanes really go at it and fight each other. I feel like that is one of the big pivotal points of these games. It seems like with a lot of League KC, a lot of just kind of tempo is pushed and born out of the bottom lane. We can look at towards the mid lane, and we can be able to see Nesso, who's always been really strong and Riversided, who is usually really able to kind of push the issue and not afraid to be able to go toe-to-toe with people. So I look forward to seeing how they pick out the people in mid lane. Orianna, I know, is a champion that both these people love, so we'll see what happens in this last ban, what goes over to where. I have loved seeing Masklink and FFJ playing in the jungle. Both the games that I've been a part of and seen, actually really all the games I've been part of and seen, 0 seconds, and they did ban that Orianna I mentioned. But both of them have really either earned the MVP spot or been in contention for it. And so I would love to be able to see really who can influence the jungle more. Who can be able to play their style, who can be able to really push around and become king of the jungle in this game. And I think that, honestly, if we're looking for the positions of the game, really the movement and the consideration for what really can be a big person who can really win this lane, win this game, I think we're looking in the jungle there. And again, I mentioned before, bot lane, I would love to see him going head-to-head. We've seen a lot of, again, tempo being created from the bottom lane. But I just have to say that I would be looking for the junglers. Whenever the jungler can influence their game, they really are able to help push their team on top. Kings have been great about having objective control, slowly squeezing out the other person. Well, where does that come from? That comes from the jungle. And we can look at Tempest. We see FFJ, they're not as much as around objective control. They're much more around, hey, let's fight, let's catch people out, let's catch them off their toes. Let's make sure that we get our lanes ahead, let's make sure that we get that tower, and then the next thing you know, they are knocking on your base's door at 25 minutes, 30 minutes or so. So we'll see how the mid lane pushes out. Fire Theft, who has played with a lot of these guys before, was then not a part of Kings, but rightfully, in my opinion, earned his spot back up in the top lane. And so really looking forward to see what Fire Theft can do, especially he's playing against Jaeger. Jaeger, I believe, if I remember correctly, is fairly new with the Tempest as well. But I love watching Fire Theft play. He's one of the youngest in all of League KC, and it's great to see how even if sometimes someone's pushing pressure and you can look at it and you think that Fire Theft is behind, he plays calm, he plays with his head on his shoulders, and he's going to make that play and he's going to punish you. Or as we saw last time I casted, he's going to get a great flank and completely catch the casters off guard. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll dive into looking and seeing these different picks and bans so far. We see Zac, Sejuani, and Ahri being banned by the Kings. And again, that Sejuani, that Zac, really honestly trying to pressure out FFJ. We see him pick Vi right here, and that's someone that he's gone back to before. Vi, it seems like with League KC, has really kind of been coming up and making more appearances. Don't see it as much in solo queue, don't see as much in pro play, but we can see how maybe we can be able to make some picks. And again, that's what I was talking about with FFJ. He wants to make those plays, he wants to catch people out. The Zac ban makes sense because Zac is just kind of overbuffed right now and kind of overpowered. Sejuani can make some plays. So we see on the other side, we see Ivern being banned out. Ivern, again, really going against Mass Link. He is quite proficient on that champion, and let's be honest, Ivern needs to be nerfed some. Let's just be honest about that. He just is kind of a quirky champion that can really just run around and take buffs, and part of why he is so strong is that after level 5, he's able to then share the blue buff and red buff with someone else on his team. So someone like a Syndra, that as we see Nesua picked up here, really can just be able to just take off for free. You know, there's no drawback to getting those buffs. So the Orianna against Nesua, again, Ness and River both like to go for that champion, but that's a champion that left open, could just fall into the wrong hand. So I think that's a good ban. Lulu, an obvious ban. Not going to be the most oppressive or crazy support, but man, she just really rounds out your team comp no matter what you're looking for, and helps make sure that the polymorph punishes mistakes, and that wild growth where she throws her ultimate on somebody, they gain an enormous amount of health, just keeps them alive. So we have all the teams locked in here. We see everybody switch around. Again, shout out to Kings. Always a shout out to the people that get in the correct order as we go through. We do see Fire Theft on Fiora, and I'm really looking forward to this because Fiora is at the top of win rate in most of solo queue now, I believe. She can just be able to oppress the other laner. She has that fencing capability around here. She can dash in, she can be able to, with her ultimate, and she can be able to heal up and be able to have great sustain and survive a fight. And you think she's dead, and all of a sudden she can parry something, and she can be able to go from there. We'll see if she can parry Kenan's stuns. That is a big indicator of Kenan having those 3 charges that once that third one hits the person, all of a sudden they get locked in, they get stunned. So we'll see how that top lane goes down. We'll see, I bet Jaeger will go more of the AD carry split push. That's usually what we see out of the top laner. I myself am a fan of AP Kennen just because it's really fun to just run in and throw down your ultimate and smash your face on the keyboard and stun everybody and burn everybody out. But we do see a little more success with the more split push type of Kennen, especially when it comes to facing against a Fiora who will want to split push, and we see both of them taking teleport for that. So again, if you are looking to pick up some top laners, if you're trying to figure out what is great in the top lane, honestly, these are 2 champions that you can be able to try to pick up and practice. Fiora, just because she can be oppressive and be able to just outright duel people. Kennen, because with the stuns, with the harass you can have early on in the game, that can help push you over whenever you have the ability to split push. Look in the jungle, we see Olaf from Mask Link, and we see Vi. We already talked about Vi a little bit from FSJ, but let's talk about this Olaf. Olaf is a champion that honestly kind of usually just stays on the radar. Not a whole lot of changes recently, but it's been great to be able to see Olaf being played. I believe Olaf was actually just played by Peanut over in Korea today. And it was either today or yesterday. I can't remember when exactly it was, but it was great seeing Olaf being brought out. I love seeing Olaf with his Ragnarok being able to just charge into people, not be CC'd, which, what do we see here on the side of Tempest? We see some CC from Talia, we see some CC from Vi, from Nami, from Kennen, and so if he's actually able to get in there and jump onto the Nami or the Talia, that will be just so devastating for Tempest. We do see Rowan Ezreal, who is able to dash around a little bit more. We'll see how that plays out in the bottom lane as well. Nesua on Syndra. Syndra is kind of one of the Trinity mid laners right now that we see in a lot of pro play and within solo queue, in all honesty. She has a meme about her about pressing R, and then of course you can type. But yeah, we'll see how Syndra and Talia do. This can really just turn into kind of a farm, who can be able to push the other one out. If Talia is able to use her Q, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but if she's able to help push out, and she might be able to use her Weaver's Wall, the ultimate where she's able to throw down and create a wall, and that is actually going to be great against really. The bot lane is where they most likely are going to be seeing that at, especially catching out Zyra, who has no CC. We could see Captain Jax. He could dash over that wall. He could be able to try to get away, but we'll be able to see refuses pick order DQ. What? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I am looking forward to this bottom lane. We do see Captain Jack, like I mentioned before, he's on much more of a caster type AD carry with that Lucian, and he feels really comfortable in that champion and has for a while. And we also say Xeno and Zyra. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, didn't Zyra get nerfed? Isn't Zyra a little bit out of the meta? And you would be right, but Xeno doesn't care. Xeno has so many games on this champion that really we'll be looking forward to seeing him really honestly show us what it's like to be able to play. So we'll try to get this switched over. We'll do this until it switches over. Excuse my OBS as I'm trying to get everything all switched over here. But anyway, so the last champions, again, we talked about in the bot lane, we do see that Nami and that Ezreal being picked up, which Nami we've been seeing picked out a lot. Even saw some bans with Nami earlier, and so we're really looking forward to seeing how that bot lane can be able to play it out. And if you catch that right, I believe no one on Tempest was using a skin, which is I think kind of cool. So we'll see how that plays out with everything here. So all right, so everyone, let's throw out in the chat. I would put up a vote right now, but I haven't figured that out yet. So go ahead and give me the hashtag. What do you want to see Kings win? Hashtag Tempest win. I really would love to see, there's 20 people watching, so I would love to see at least like 15 votes or so. That's a lot of people being able to throw out who they think they're going to win. All right, and right away we see Kings coming in here and moving S5. They oftentimes do that. They oftentimes are looking for an invade or something like that. We see Undertow catching with a double bubble, actually going right out in a field gaze, man, trying to get away from this. But when that Undertow lands, man, you're just going to keep on chucking those out and hitting people and actually force out the flash from Nami. So that's kind of why you go together. That's why Olaf is actually a pretty good invader. You could say, well, they have the double bubble. They could be able to catch a lot of people out. But when that Undertow hits that Q from Olaf, it's so hard to get away. So great call from Kings here, and Nami doesn't have a flash. Let me switch this up because they didn't have it all switched up before. There we go. So we'll be able to see everything. So we have a hashtag KCT win, Budinsko representing, showing who's boss. And I love this actually as well from the Kings. Zyra can be so just oppressive in lane and can be able to really just push everything out that she wants to. So really looking forward to seeing them come in here. Her passive where she lays out seeds that when then she hits abilities on them triggers the plants to sprout up. When you come in here and you get control of this lane early on, either you are going to be able to put so much damage out on the enemy bot laner, or you're going to be able to immediately get level 2, and then you can be able to become even more oppressive and pushing even more. So we'll see how that goes out. We do see them pushing everything out there. Again, we didn't see any wards coming down, so I think everyone really is knowing where everyone is starting. We do see a lot of action coming out, and a great hit coming up from Ezreal onto the Zyra, and Xeno, it kind of backfired a little bit here. He had a good route onto Nami, but Nami landed the bubble, and we see Zemo popping that biscuit and getting tagged with a mix shot again. So having to play back a little bit further back than they would like, especially when you have this lane. But just wait until level 3, level 4 comes out, and we'll be able to see that that fight come out even a little bit more. So we do see our camera again. We're just letting it kind of go crazy as we can, and I'll try to focus in and guide the camera around when I need to. But we see really just a lot of kind of standard early level here. We see one bottom lane getting level 2 first, and so we see that they'll back off. We see them farming near the tower, and we see Ro trying to pick up that last CS there, and really everything's pretty even. We do see Olaf, who was skipped getting his golems and is now on blue a little bit faster than Vi, but pretty much neck and neck. And we'll even see actually if they do go for a gank up top. That is something that, again, if you're a top laner or jungler, you pretty much know, like, hey, around 3 minutes 15 seconds, 3 minutes or 4 minutes, even if they're a little bit slower, I need to be making sure that I'm watching out for some kind of gank. And we do see Kennen, who is pressed up a little bit. Now he does have that lightning rush, so he's able to get out a little bit quick if he needs to, but so far no wards. We do see Mask Link picking up the Scuttle Crab out in the river, and we do see him trying to come behind this Kennen. So again, we'll see if this Undertow is actually able to pick up some more things. We'll jump up here to the top lane, and we'll be able to see as Jaeger is trying to get away. Here comes Mask Link, does land down a lot of damage. Here comes that Q, again that slow, and looks like he's going to be able to get in a tower and taking a couple turret shots there. And now we see Vi charging up and just dashes away. So it looks like Mask Link actually did blow Ghost on that. So we'll see what transpires of that. Again, Ghost's not the biggest deal, and we actually missed down in the bot lane that first kill, so coming out for Row. So we'll actually back that up because I really want to see that. So let's jump back a little bit here. So we see a bubble lane in from Nami, great heal coming up. Row, again, Wild Turtle jumping forward, flashes over the Lucian, is able to pick up that first bullet and actually shows off the mastery. And while Captain Jax was able to actually get that return kill, Row really went really far forward on that. Now, he did blow flash and heal on that, so we do see Captain Jax with the heal, so we'll see how that transpires. We'll see if anyone's actually able to punish him. Again, Ezreal does have almost a free flash with his Essence Flexion, so we'll see if anything's actually able to come of it, and as we fast forward through a little bit more drama here, and we'll get caught up here in a little bit. I actually do see a flash forward, and I shouldn't have actually fast forwarded through all that, because why would you go forward on that? So we're going to go back actually again, a lot of replays, and we're trying out new things here. We see Captain Jax, looks like he was trying to get a little more damage, does double tap, and then he flashes forward. I think he was thinking he could kill Row, also realizing the FFJ was right there, and so just really a great job from Tempest bot lane. And again, this is what I was talking about. We were looking for them to go head to head and just kind of bash into each other this entire time. So Fire Theft putting out some damage on Jaeger having to try to roll away a little bit there. And again, mid lanes just trying to push each other out. We see bot lanes crashing head to head, and we're going to look as Ezreal is going to go back here, I assume, pretty soon. And something else I actually even completely forgot to point out, I don't think it was necessarily what won him these duels or anything like that, because we saw the Nami heal come out and we saw Vi right there to be able to help out. But Row started with that Doran shield, and it looks like things got moved around. Did you guys notice that too? You guys saw me move that, right? I moved that, right? Yeah, I moved that. I know I moved that. But start with the Doran shield, and that did change. Let's hover over this and we can see exactly what happened. One of the things is being able to regain additional 20 health after over 10 seconds, as well as, again, just the health and every base additional 5 damage to minions on hit. So it seems like it's been upgraded a little bit. We see FFJ jumping up here, is stunned back because of that riposte, but we're going to see Fire Theft trying to jump in, and flash from Jaeger gets the return kill. So a great job of Fire Theft turning around a 1v2 situation, really the best that he could. That was quite, again, trying to keep calm about the situation, knowing that he was going to die anyway, so why not try to be able to flash up and get that kill on Jaeger. So a great turnaround. Bubble does miss, but the Strangle Roots come through, hits a lot of damage onto Nami, and they just keep poking her out. And so definitely a win, I would say, onto Xeno there, forcing Nami again getting hit. And a lot of times, honestly, it's just psychological. Like, you miss the bubble, but you get hit up with the Strangle Thorns, get a lot of damage out. You're just you kind of just makes you question the next time you go in. So again, Xeno's just super on point with this Zyra in the bot lane. So we are seeing, again, 2 to 3 in kills, but only about 600 gold leads. So Syndra there being a little cheeky and making sure that Riverside could not go back. So we do see Riverside with that exhaust as well. Exhaust can be great when you try to jump in and slow someone down. They can be able to jump out. Yeah, I tried to jump them around. I tried to move them around in roll order. But it moved back on me. So whenever I did like the fast forward stuff, so I don't know what that was all about. Again, the bubble misses, goes on behind Xeno. Nami flashes forward. Captain Jax actually picks up the kill. Here comes Ro picking up the kill. There comes the duel coming out. There's anxiety on Captain Jax, but all the minions are coming in. There is that heal that we talked about before, and here comes Captain Jax Sparrow getting that double kill again. He feels super comfortable on that champion. Ro, I think, knew he was going down, and that's one of the reasons he flashed up the mastery. So we see Captain Jax 3-1-0 now, and has the CS lead. So again, that bot lane really going head-to-head in everything, every which way possible. Again, I love seeing that. And again, we kind of talked about that bubble that you could be able to see. You know, he's missed that bubble twice now, and not because it's necessarily a really poor choice for a bubble within there, but mainly because Xeno understands that he's trying to bubble behind him, thinking he's going to run away, and he'll just step up. And there's Nessa with the flash forward with the R, and there goes Riverside. Not a whole lot of counterplay you can have with that one unless you take like a barrier or something like that. So the stun coming back out onto Fire Theft as they are fighting each other up here, doing a lot of damage back to Jaeger. Jaeger has to be a little bit careful here to make sure that that weak spot doesn't come back up here. Yeah, it is Matt with 1T, M-A-T with the 3-1-0, coming back with the Cutlass, and we do see him also coming back with the now I'm blanking on the name. I'm just going to look at Ninja Tabi. That's right. Ninja Tabi oftentimes does get picked up in bot lane, as it is helping protect against just a lot of the auto attacks coming back out. That Q poke from Ro from Ezreal. We do see that ward coming out here to be able to help clear out the vision. A lot of times that can try to mean that you're looking for a gank or something like that. Great Essence Flux trying to jump away, making sure he doesn't get caught up. So we'll see them just clear that ward back out. So honestly, got to kind of question Tempest communication on that. Like, why drop down that ward, A, so far forward that can be picked up, and B, without any real counterplay. And we see Captain Jack's jumping forward onto the row, putting in a lot of damage, and you actually just get traded right back. So great job from Ro, making sure that he is able to put the damage back in there. And we see Reborn having, again, run away from Fire Theft. Fire Theft doing what Fiora does does best, and trying to just poke out the enemy up there. We see some pings in the tri-brush up top lane. Looks like, yeah, they are trying to clear out the wards and trying to see if they can actually get a gank onto Fire Theft. They realize Fire Theft is getting a lot of farm, is kind of getting a little out of control, so they are looking to see what they can be able to do to hopefully stop this bleeding. But we see, again, just Jaeger getting poked out, just so much damage coming from that Fiora, and all she's doing really is just, you know, dashing forward, putting the damage, and then trying back out. Here we see that Reaver's Wall coming in here onto the Xeno side we talked about before. Great job with the knock-up coming in from Zyra. The Thorns are just doing so much damage, and actually gives the ability for a double kill coming in for Captain Jack Sparrow. We do see Fire Theft. He joined the fight with his teleport to double flash forward. Riverside is able to pick up the kill. Actually trades both back on that. There is a little bit of miscommunication as who's going to be able to take out that kill, but that does give a triple kill, 6-2-0 to the Lucian. We see Xeno, who survived when he was really a big focus of this entire gank bot, and now we see a rotation in mid lane. We see both the top for Jaeger and FSJ try and be able to hold off this stay from this siege rather from Kings, and Mass Link Neswa able to do some long range poking out there and be able to do a lot of damage. So we'll see if they're actually able to pull this off. But a great call from Kings, being able to help swing around that Weaver's Wall, and they were able to spot out that Talia, being able to try to move on down and be able to put a ton of pressure in mid. And again, if you can get that first tower down, that gives you an extra amount of gold, and that's what we're looking to do right here. You know, again, they're really big on the objective control, and Neswa backs off a little bit there. Did have ultimate. Maybe he was able to pick that up, but he may have also been taken down by Riverside, so decides to back off a little bit, save that ultimate, because honestly, far enough ahead that he could probably use it on Talia again and be able to pick up that kill. So we'll see as the dust clears a little bit here. We do see Kings brought back the gold lead with a kind of a thunderous, recognition coming in, and we see Road jumping forward again, using just really all of his spells, trying to poke out Captain Jack Sparrow again, who is 6-2-0. The Ezreal in response is 2-2-2. But again, we look across the board when it comes to just CS and this gold lead that the Kings have created, and we see Fiora has a resounding lead in top side. We see jungle, they're about even, so that's not too bad. But again, mid lane up about 20 CS. We see bot lane up by about 20 CS, and so we're looking here to be able to see, or 30 CS. I can't do math. See, this is why you just don't do math on stream at all. But we do see about a 20 goal or 20 CS lead as well. So stun coming in, FFJ just kind of caught out the wrong side of things, and I'm not sure exactly what he's doing all the way behind like that, especially without actual track of the jungler. We see the wave coming back out. Captain Jack's trying to gun him down, and not able to actually pick up any kills from that, but does put out a ton of damage on the row. Freak would be proud how much damage this guy is doing out here. So again, just really be able to push their pressure. Again, we see Xeno knowing the champion, how to be able to utilize the Stranglethorns and utilize all the kit of Zyra, and saying, I don't care if Zyra got nerfed a little bit here. I know how to be able to use this champion. And we see Bubble does land onto Xeno. Xeno will make it out alive, and Ro again dashing forward, trying to put a little bit of damage, building up that tier, making sure that he can be able to survive in there as Nami gives him a heal. So Nami does have Ignite. Xeno's Ignite is down, so they will be looking to be a little aggressive when it comes to taking some kills, and we actually see, here it is. Hopefully I'm not jinxing anything, but we will see actually a gank on top side right as bot lane is coming down, and so be keeping your eye on bot lane and see the Weaver's Wall is going to come out, but we see Jaeger being taken down a little bit. There's that Ragnarok. He's going to be able to go in down easy peasy lemon squeezy, because Ragnarok was going to make it so he wasn't getting stunned up, and we see just Fire Theft also throwing out his ultimate, so that way if there's any healing that needed to be able to happen, they were going to be good there. So we actually ended up not seeing that gank bot lane, ended up getting called off. Great job from Kings communicating, hey, we don't see Hylia at all. She has this ultimate that can cut us off. Let's make sure that we don't get caught out here. So we see a play happening on one side of the map and then nothing happening on here. So again, oftentimes when you're looking at competitive play, we can see if something happens on one side of the map, then the other team will immediately respond, and Tempest wasn't able to pull that off. Tempest wasn't actually able to make sure that Jaeger's death wasn't in vain, and now actually we see Jaeger trying to use the tower as defense within here, as Fire Theft though just kind of doesn't really care and just keeps going in. He might care about this though, because he might be getting stunned up here pretty soon as Jaeger's going through. Does pull his ultimate off. So much damage coming back though from, oh my goodness, that was an amazing flash, and I kind of want to go back and watch that again. And even though Riverside picks up that kill, he predicted that flash. He knew exactly where that flash was going to happen. Actually, now we see great single thrones coming out here. Everything's being burned onto that Nami. Nami does go down, and here comes Captain Jack's Rails using the ultimate, gunning him down, and we will see a dead Ezreal coming out here too. So great job from Masslink coming on the backside. Ness, actually picks up the kill. He picked up the tower and picked up the kill, even though he was 2v1. Just plays all the way across the map for Kings, being extremely in charge of this game right now at this point. Up double in kills, up a lot in gold, and Masslink taking some damage out a little bit there. Minions aren't quite in range, and there we go. They pull them in there. They bring the family in there, so that way they can be able to put some damage on this tower, and I think they're going to get the second tower as well, as that does go over to Zyra. Probably would have been a little better on someone else, but Zyra, honestly, I don't know about you guys out there, but if I'm ever playing AD carry and I have a Zyra or a Brand on my team, the game doesn't always necessarily become, let's go kill the enemy nexus. It becomes, can I just do more damage than my support? Because they will let you know. Zyras and Brand supports will let you know when they do more damage than you every single time. Every single time. They'll let you know if they do more damage to you. So we'll see. Again, King's very good objective control. It kind of looks like they might be looking towards mid. Honestly, I could see them trying to focus on Rift Herald right now. There was a buff recently. So again, yeah, chat room is dead. Get it up, guys. There's 23 of you in here. There was a recent change within the mid-season patch. Rift, instead of just helping buff just the one person with doing a little more damage during different attacks, as we actually see Fire Theft kind of pushing the issue here and taking a lot of damage, but he knew that his team's right behind them. FFJ taking a lot of damage, does get rooted up there, and just a great job again. Excuse me, coming in from Kings. A great bait from Fire Theft, pulling FFJ out of position, and we see between Fire Theft, Captain Jax, and Xeno with a great root, and everyone coming in here, being able to do that. Alright, again, we just see a lot of oppression coming in from topside, and there is Masslink. He is pulling up that Rift Herald. Gets knocked around a little bit there, so we won't see that coming out. And Riverside showing off his mastery, and but a little bit out of position. Again, Jaeger immediately taken down. Not a lot of hype around that play. He pressed R. He died. I'm not going to say much about it. But again, more towers being taken down. So just this is what Kings is good at. This is why Kings is so good in the league right now. Kings understands how to be able to make plays across the map as a team, and not only that, be able to turn more plays into more plays. In a Herald, exactly. Budinsko calling it in a Herald. That might become our Masslink. That was a good Rift Herald play, I might say. We have a shout out for an FF at 15. We will see what happens there. I'm never a fan of surrendering, even if you're down by 7,000 gold plus, as we are right here. But I will be behind you guys in chat. This is. The route is on. Yeah, this is seemingly like Kings is just, all they really have to do is just make sure the fat lady gets on stage and sings. They just can't do anything stupid. They just can't completely throw the game. I'm sure everyone's dads would be proud of them by showing how good they could throw, but I don't think that we want that to happen right now and see Fire Theft get a little cheeky and taking out some of those little tiny baby golems. So a great job from Kings, making they should have fun. And this is a point, though, that I do have to say from games I've seen from some of the members of Tempest in the past, we got to see them make sure they keep their head on their shoulders. We got to make sure that they stay calm, that even though they kind of gave up a little lead here, that they make sure they talk about the next game. You know, maybe this game is over. You know, maybe there's one more fight and they realize, like, we really can't come back from this game. Take that time to really talk about, as we actually see, I believe that was actually still in the way. So, again, just kind of more disheartening efforts coming in from Tempest. And really just look forward to the next game. Okay, what can we do differently? What comp do we want to do? Do we want to keep the same bands we have? Again, take this time to keep your head out. And we see Jaeger actually trying to see if he can stun out Fire Theft. Reaver's Wall trying to cut off a little bit more, so just getting into the fight. We see Fire Theft actually does go down finally. So Jaeger kind of got a little bit of response back down. More fighting coming to mid lane. The ultimate coming out. The charge does not actually pick up Xeno as there's a heal to come away. Gunning him down. We see Nesua now comes in with great amount of damage and great charge coming in from Ragnarok. Nails him, smashes him down. We see the undertow landing again. We'll run up. I think they were trying to find him a little bit there and weren't able to actually pick everyone off. But again, just a great job from Kings, understanding that even though we may seem like we are caught out, all of a sudden the team is right behind them. And great stun coming out there. Damage going down. Nami dead. Not much, again, I can say about that other than a great job from Nesua, who is 6-0-1. Kind of quietly coming out of this game. Great job with the long-range stun. And there's one of the reasons that Syndra is picked up. When you create one of those spheres, you can then knock it forward. And even though it was a great knockup from Riverside, put a lot of damage, just really out of position as Kings just call to go forward and row. I'm not sure what he's doing either. Tries to flash out, gets parried, gets slowed down a little bit here. Jaeger, that damage coming out from Nessa was amazing. Xenocide, though, picks up the kill. If Xeno was the type of person, I'm pretty sure he would be flashing his mastery right there. And we see the first Nexus... or not the Nexus, sorry, the first inhibitor going down right after 20-minute mark. So, again, this is the part of the game where you just start to think, all right, was Ken in the top lane the best pick for us? You know, is there maybe a different jungler that we can be able to go with? Because in all honesty, I see Kings really going with some of the same bands, maybe leaving up the Zac because Zac is pretty strong right now. So. We'll see how these pick and bans come out for this game too. In all honesty, I think the fat lady is getting up on stage, warming up a little bit here. So we're gonna see actually how this pans up. How can Kings close this out? You know, do they go for Baron? Do they just look for another fight? Do they just keep trying to split push with Fiora? It does look like they are going to the Baron though. You know, let's get that vision out there. Let's make sure that we understand where everybody is so we can make those picks. And we see Jaeger, who walked over Ward, wasn't really looking, blast cones them back towards everybody. Fire Theft just continually will chase down. The ultimate coming in does get the stun onto Fire Theft, but that's not going to stop him. He is going to be 7-3. So Jaeger going down again. So I just gotta, again, what do we do from here? Great stun coming from Nesua. Zonia's Hourglass just buying some time. Who's going to get the kill? It is Mass Link who gets the kill. I kind of wanted Xeno to get that kill, just throwing that out there. But we do see a 3-0-4 Olaf from here. So FFJ again, just a little bit caught out, you know, is able to charge and dash over the wall there. Is caught out. There's the undertow. Here comes Mass Link, able to do some more damage out there. FFJ trying to get away as much as he can. The ghost coming out from Olaf. He is going to chase him down. This is going to be a pretty slow and painful death. We're going to see him probably dive the tower underneath here as well. Another undertow. FFJ trying to dodge as much as he can. Hits a little bit there, but the Chilling Smite comes down, takes out the kill, and that entire time, without their jungler, they go ahead and take the Baron buff. So now Fire Theft, who is already escorting those super minions in, is actually able to he actually goes B, but he was actually able to, you know, give the buff a little bit within there. So again, for those of you that are joining, for those of you who are checking us out right now, this is the League KC League, our LKC, if you will. This is what we have been working towards a lot, and this is what we are kind of cultivating with a great community that we have here in Kansas City. A lot of people coming together, all loving League of Legends, all wanting to be competitive, get better at the game, and again, hopefully we can turn this even into going to KC Game On, represent Nick the Nerd in our chat, maybe some other local tournaments, and we see this next turret going down. Will they engage? Undertow hits 2, stun, lands on Jaeger, 3 and 8, FFJ doing what he can by jumping back in, the wave coming through, knock up onto Xeno there, not going to really do much. Captain Jax knowing his damage, gets the double kill, pushes everybody forward. The stun does not land. Oh no, stun actually